running around trying to find certainty. Come on. How the devil are you? Let's break it down. Let's get set up. I got some Johnny and Mary pumping on the background to get us started into the Gentleman's Talk, our men's mental health podcast for 2024. That's what we're going with. And have I got a fucking doozy to start off with you? Literally just went in to grab my laptop. I just went in, walked into the house, and I was like, going to grab the laptop, dear. And I could hear a scuffle. It was out on my peripherals. I was just looking for the laptop. As I gazed across the fucking living room, and I see my white German Shepherd of approximately 46 kilograms, bit of a beast, getting absolutely dry humped by my Shih Tzu called Jeffrey. Literally on his face, fucking my German Shepherd's face. Literally. I looked and I was like, and Casper looks at me, my dog Casper, the big German Shepherd, you know, the one that's like, you know, the one that you normally see with like police dogs and everything. Yeah, him just fucking taking it, like, and looking across at me as if to say, oh, can you fucking get his hand, boss? Because this guy ain't listening to me, and I'm like, dude, you could just fucking nip him, and like, little chomp, and he'll fuck off. But he doesn't. He just goes, oh, I don't want to upset him. The guy looks like he's having a good time, and I'm like, but it's really starting to chafe on the inside of me face. And I'm like, Jeffrey, you fucking little shit, you horny bastard. And he gets up and he's Anyway, as we break in, how the devil are you? Welcome to the Gentleman's Talk. I have some good topics to talk, some positivity to talk about today. Because, you know, mental health is, we've done that. We've done that. That's the wrong word. I say this a lot. I put my foot in it because I normally engage my mouth before my brain. What I mean is, I'm trying to move more positive now. You know, I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to be the source of positivity for you. I've been there. I've got that T-shirt. You've heard the journey. You've seen, you know, there's people that have lived the journey with me, that have listened along this. And I've been through tough spaces, and I have. And I don't know what it is. I've worked tirelessly for 2 years, just focusing on what I want and giving myself goals. And I had a fucking goal, another goal, come to fruition on Friday. And it I don't know, it bolsters everything, this hard work that I've engaged in myself, this accountability that I've been doing in the background, the goal setting that I've been doing. I want to explore that positivity, and I want to throw that positivity towards you, noting that, you know, this is coming from a heart. This is coming from a heart that's been broken. This is coming from a previous dark place. So I want you to know that it's coming from with love. I've been there. I've got that T-shirt. I've tried 3 times, and I'm saying that because I want to put that to bed. That is it. That is me. I'm done. I want to be the positivity that you want, and I want to surround myself with positivity. I've spoken about how I've got here, the ups, the downs, the lows. They come. That is life. Life will smash you in the face, like Jeffrey dry fucking my German Shepherd. That is sometimes you're sat there on the sofa just chilling, and before you know it, you've got a fucking German Shepherd sat there chilling, and all of a sudden, boom, like a fucking spider monkey, you've got this fucking horny Shih Tzu just dry fucking you. That's what life does every now and then. And then what happens is you get someone to come in and you go, big fella, I know you're horny. I know you are. I know. I feel your pain. You've got blue balls, brother. But move aside. Don't dry hump a brother's face. And it's about positivity. And the reason I'm saying about positivity today, and it breaks me in to talk about the do you ever ask anyone? Because even though I'm going to promote positivity, there is still a journey behind here. This isn't hidden. It's not going to go away. I've told you about this. This is living with it. This is developing coping mechanisms. But at the same time, celebrating the wins. And I want to start celebrating those wins. Because I want to shout from the rooftops of the hard work. But the hard work pays off. It really fucking does. And I'm not even like I've embedded into 3 years of just move the fuck aside. I want this is James's time to shine. I got to 39 and I went, my time to shine. I'm a peacock. You've got to fucking let me fly. Okay? And I got to that point and I was like, and that was when I started this journey. That's when I started the Gentleman's Talk. And that was me just showing people right from the start. I've never listened to my episodes. I've told you this times. I don't listen back. I say it, it's done. It's in the past. If it helps you, that's what it's for. But I don't want to listen back to what I say because I want you to understand that it's fresh every time. This is new insights. I might regurgitate stuff. Of course I'm going to regurgitate stuff because it's stuff that works. And if I'm regurgitating it from a negativity, it's just underpinning and reinforcing those negatives and how to avoid them. But I've broken into, in 3 years, I've been working on, I need to move away from this toxic environment that I was in, this toxic lifestyle, this toxic place that I put myself mentally, because I did this. It was me. I drove myself into the ground. I've told you, this is why we take accountability, because you have to take accountability for the fact that you are normally the driving factor, irrelevant of what you say, irrelevant what you believe, irrelevant of how you perceive things. Because I guarantee you will always see those things from a rose-tinted window or rose-tinted glasses. You will do. We all look at that. We all think the grass is greener on the other side. We think we're looking at a dull side. Or there's people that just walk around with these rose-tinted glasses and they see fucking positivity everywhere. I get that. Sometimes you do that. But then you've got to come to a little bit of reality. You've got to get back there. And you've got to go, right, okay, I need to take accountability. Not everything around me is fucking rosy. I could be with toxic people. I could be in a toxic environment. I could be in a toxic job that is being toxic and overspilling into my relationship and home life. I've learnt so much over this last year, myself, internally, that was bolstered by one of my current bosses, actually. Not even a boss, not even a direct boss, just actually a really good guy. And I really found my feet, especially in the last 6 months. And what I mean is that the accountability works. So for 3 years, I said to myself, when I was 39, before 40, I wanted to do and get into a new career. And I went into that and I did that. And I went in fucking feet first. And I know I did. I jumped into a health and safety world with a 2-day fucking health and safety course under my belt. Now, that was fucking batshit crazy. And then I went and I missed all of level 2, 3, fucking 4, 5. I went straight to level 6. And I learnt level 6. And I got fucking a harsh smash in the face. Because my first, evidence that I'd put in, I started smashing through it, and they were like, this guy's just fucking plagiarising things. And they tried to do me for plagiarism. And it's because I didn't quote where I'd quoted it. And I get it. I didn't get it at the time because I didn't understand. I'm not from an educated background, unfortunately. I fucking failed dramatically at school. And everything I've ever done has just been like, I'm good with my hands, if you like. I'm a hands-on type of person. And I think my personality's possibly excelled me in other areas through the fact that I'm not an arsehole, but I'm a hard grafter. I think that's worked in my favour till I got to a point where I was like, no, you need to start. I was surrounded by the toxicity of work, people taking advantage of me, and me taking advantage of other situations. I was just in a horrible place. So I decided, like I said, I started this journey with the Gentleman's Talk. And then that first year was just talking, because men don't talk. And I wanted to talk. I wanted to tell somebody my story. I wanted people to understand, and I'm not unique, and I get I'm not unique, and I know there's people around me that are worse off. And that's the people I want to target to help now, because I feel stronger and in a stronger place in terms of my direction. I know what direction I want. Now, I don't mean clear direction, but I'm mapping out everything I've mapped out over the next 5 years has happened, and I don't know why. I do know why, through hard work, and because I set a milestone, set a goal, I do it, and it's worked in my favour through employment, through getting promotion, just finding the right way and just trying to stand out. It's worked. And then plowing myself into education that is fucking well beyond the realms of me, but I just seem to absorb it and enjoy it. So that's because I found something I enjoy. And that's the ADHD, I suppose, it's giving me something to focus on. But I'm now trying to become an adult, and I'm trying to massage what I'm learning. And this is the lessons learned piece into how can I keep developing myself? How can I keep improving my lifestyle? How can I keep helping other people? What do I enjoy? These are all things I never thought I'd have the strength to say. But like I said, the first years was hard. I just wanted to talk. I wanted to say to people, you can talk. I'm not special. There's probably some things that have happened along this journey for the last 2 years that not everybody would experience. And I suppose that just shows to me a bit of pride and resilience to get to here. And again, mental state, and I do get angry from time to time. And I think, but the second year then was about just excelling that and trying to improve myself and hit a couple of goals and see what happened. And this year I just want to promote a bit of positivity. I want to just promote things I'm still learning to this day, that I'm still, if I'm not learning something on a daily basis, then I'm not moving forward. I'm staying stalemate. And it might be as simple as you learn a shortcut, or you just learn, I don't know, it can be the trivialest thing. It can be the smallest thing, but it's just trying to acknowledge. And what I mean by that is you're constantly opening your mind. You might watch a program and just catch something off the click of your fingers, and you go, oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, I feel slightly more intelligent. I don't know. But if you're learning something and you're bettering yourself, oh no, I fucking hate that word. Sorry, but I hate that word. Developing yourself, if you're improving yourself to be a better person for yourself, I think it's the easiest way to try and describe it. But you get what I'm saying. I'm trying to be delicate, very politically correct, because I don't want people to think that I'm challenging you. But it's just my talk, so I apologise. But what I mean is, if you're learning every day, if you're taking some information on from somebody or something, or just whether it's you do your walk on a daily basis and you notice something you've never noticed before, but that's because you're being a bit more observant that day. I don't know, there may be something, but if you're constantly trying to take on information to just a small little things, it improves your mindset, it stops you being stalemate, it gives you a little bit more vigor, a bit of spirit. Because you're learning things and you feel like you're achieving all the time. It's little like, and I suppose I'm trying to sort of pull it into like the micro learning thing I did. So I used to, because I was not going to lie to you, I was addicted to scrolling on fucking TikTok. It was fucking awful. And I was like, I need to get out of this. So I went into micro learning through Headway. And it's 15-minute sessions. You just put it on and you just learn about a subject. Now, it may be nothing, but you taking information on feels like you've retained something. So you're not trying to get that endorphin from absolutely ploughing into fucking TikTok for 3 hours. So again, learning. That's what it's all about. But yeah, so I think that for me, the positivity spin is because I want to shroud myself with positivity, and I want to boost that positivity back out to you in abundance, make you feel good. I want to share positive stories. I had my good friend actually ring me up, the Billster, and I want to lock him in for another podcast because it booms. It's just really good chemistry. So I'm going to try and lock him in. I know he's got some news to talk about. He actually phoned me up on Friday. And he was actually like, James, he rung me, and I think more, he answered the phone with a little bit of enthusiasm, actually. He was a bit sort of happy. Which I was like, all right, buddy. I was like, banter Billy, hey. And like we do. And I think it was partly because he was a bit amazed that I actually answered the phone, which is a good thing, I suppose. But it was just a real good conversation. He shared what was happening for the weekend. We had a really good chat, and it was really nice. And again, that's me learning to answer the phone, to actually talk to people, to take on other people's information and what their happiness is, allow them to spread their news stories with me, and it's like, again, I'm taking on more information, I'm learning more about another person in my sort of circle, and it's really nice. I enjoyed it, I really did. It was a good conversation. It felt nice to have a good chat with one of my mates, he gave me some really positives, and we're going to lock in a podcast. But yeah, that's the positivity. And I think, like I said, because I've taken accountability, excuse my throat, I've got this little buggy thing going around, trying to make me sound husky, but it's not. And I think you, when you take accountability for yourself, when you start the process and you actually sort of want to make a difference, you want to make a change. If you see yourself going one way, and we all know as human beings that what we're doing is, we know whether it's toxic, whether we don't feel in the right place. We know internally if we don't feel 110%. In fact, one little conversation we shared actually, and I will share this with you, with the Billster, and this is something we're going to embellish on a little bit, is that whole thing of, excuse me, let me clear my throat. Excuse me. That was my production team back there, just letting them know. Not at all. So yeah, it's but it was it was kind of like life gets in the way sometimes, and I think that it's really easy to forget that we have to manage things on a daily basis with a lot of pressure. So one of the things he's talking about, which, like I said, we'll embellish on, was he's currently looking at a house, purchasing a house, which is like one of the most stressful things you can do because it's a lot of money. I've got another friend of mine actually, who I work with, and I've spoken about him before, but he's buying a house, and he texts me on Thursday saying, I've just dropped the fucking deposit, and then a couple of sick emojis, and I was like, because you know that in the current state, that's going to be a disgusting amount of money that you've just handed across for a deposit on a place to live in the UK. That's the batshit crazy bit of it. So, but it's a lot of stress you take on, and he's the same. He's in similar. Both of them are in the similar things actually. They're buying a house. Adam's buying a house. He's got things going on. He's got a young baby. Billster's got his new job to come and look at. He's got a big move. It's you know what I mean. It's his missus. He's got his dogs. He's got his house. All of this stress that just, and as well as the fact, and this is what we were talking about on Friday, was you forget, don't you? You forget that not only are you balancing just that thing, like just buying a house, and you're like, oh, it's just buying a house, mate. It's just buying a house, isn't it? Well, it's not a big deal, is it? No, it really is. But at the same time, you're having to still function as a human being. Make sure you fucking eat at the right time, shit at the right time, etc., etc. Turn up to work, still look after your health, look after the dogs and feed the dogs. Then you got to feed yourself, cook your dinner, clean your house. Oh God, I've got to do this for fucking work. I've got to do that for work. Or, we've got to go do this for the family. The list goes on and on. And then you don't forget the curveballs that come in, and you don't see them coming in. Oh, and you've heard about a few of my curveballs, not the ones in my trousers. Wait, it's one of those fucking days. I'm telling you, it's one of those days. But it's you don't forget, like, it gets even worse when you, and I'm not saying that theirs is less, but what I mean is it can get even worse when you throw children into the mix and you throw their problems into the mix, and you're sat there dealing with, I'm certainly like it, I sit there listening to things and I'm just like, this is fucking so trivial. Why am I retaining this information? Why have I got my daughter fucking bawling in tears? I don't understand this. This is really hard for me to... And then I just go, okay, it sounds terrible. I don't know. And then your missus looks at you as if to say, well, you need to fucking comfort her. I don't know what I'm comforting her for. What's the level of comfort? I don't know. That's the man thing. I don't fucking know. This, it's just crying, mate. I don't get it. So it's like you're dealing with that emotion. You're dealing with your work emotions, maybe a colleague emotion. You got your car MOT'd you. You've got bills racking up. You're buying a house. You got to fucking feed the family. And as well as going into work, and when you go into work, we've got this new system we're going to bring in now. We're not going to give you any fucking training on it. You're just going to learn the system and spend. It's like my best mate Kieran had it on Friday. We got this system. We're going to show you what to do. Oh, brilliant! When are we doing it? Oh, on Friday. Oh, we're doing it on Friday, are we? How long is that going to take? Fucking all day, mate. All day Friday. But we can't. Why can't we do it on like a Tuesday, like a better day, like? For my well-being and for the company for me to absorb information properly, Like, learn, because you want me to learn. You need to put me in a learning environment. On a fucking Friday, mate, I've got to travel to this place, learn this new system, and then fucking travel back. And you're going to keep me there till what time? Till fucking 4 o'clock? You fuck, mate. I have to. Oh, okay. But you want the best out of me, do you? I'm not going to retain fuck all on that day because I'm a human being and I'm exhausted because I've been commuting every day, dealing with work, dealing with family, dealing with a fucking house move. And then they chuck that curveball in you and you've got to learn. And then you go home going and now resent the company for being so fucking stupid that they got me to try and learn on a Friday. Nobody learns on a fucking Friday. You put 5 fucking days in the week, mate. By fucking the 5th day, we're fucked. I mean, we're doing the same time that we used to do years and years and years and fucking in the 80s. You know, we're doing the same time as they did with quarter, and not even probably about 10% of what we have to output now as human beings in work. We're expected to be fucking IT wizards. We're expected to be fucking. At the moment, I'm a fucking. I'm a system developer. I'm pissing around with SharePoint, adding things. I'm not a fucking developer. Well, supposedly, you naturally are a developer now, James. You're naturally an IT guru. Yeah, that's brilliant, mate. You know, everyone's like, oh, you fucking this don't work. I don't know. Well, I'll have to fucking learn it then, won't I? And that's because I enjoy the process, so I don't piss and moan about it. But it's something you take on. And that's when you get this little fucking... And he said it. He hit the nail on the head. He had to travel to see this house for a couple of hours to travel back. It was a big stress. A lot of time traveling. You know, flights involved. It was just chaos. So you know he's going to be exhausted. And then he's got a little bit of chill on Sunday. And then he's going back. Or like my mate Kieran, the same as he went and did that on Friday, which was a long day. So his immune system would have been a bit low. He's now full of cold. So he spent fucking Saturday choked up to fuck. Not talking about his sex life. Hey, a fucking gimp. It's one of those days. Okay, just go with it today. I'm just in one of those fucking moves. I think it's because I've not spoke to people for a while. And I was in my second job today where I was at I was helping out volunteering, and I was sat there and I was like, yes, fucking absolutely love this. And I think just talking to people, and you were like, yeah, this is great. Just I think because I work from home, so it pisses me off a bit. But yeah, so I think it's you know, when you take anyway. Well, I'm going to get back onto track here because I just embellished everything there, didn't I? But yeah, so it's kind of like, you know, you need to evolve. You need to like move your mindset towards that positive path, but you need to take that accountability. And what I mean by sort of accountability is when you take that accountability for understanding you don't feel in a good place. How can I get out of this rut I'm feeling? How can I get out of this place that I'm not in a good? I know it's not a good place because I've got dark thoughts or I'm thinking negative thoughts, because we all know what a negative thought is. We all know it's different. I mean, it's like psychopaths. If you, for instance, I don't think they do actually. I was going to say, I don't think they have an element that they know it's wrong, but they don't see it as wrong. And that's the extreme person. So I suppose if you're having negative thoughts as an average Joe blogs, and I don't mean average in a certain sense, I just mean the common person who's like myself, who's just going out and trying to earn a living and trying to, earn some good money to have a little bit of fun in life. That's basically what I'm on. I'm on that rat race of life, if you like. And I accept that because the more hard work you put in, the fruits of your labour do come to fruition, which is what I'm talking about now, the positivity. But it does take a while to get there. It doesn't happen overnight. It really doesn't. So when you make that accountability and you step into the right path and you go, I need to do that. The first journey, and this is where I talk about, like, I suppose like a little summary synopsis for the gentleman's talk so far, is that was what it was about for me. It was about talking. And I've said some really outrageous things, not outrageous, like, oh, fucking hell, but I mean, like, I've said some things that should be private and that probably have stepped over the boundaries in some people's eyes. But it's what I'm trying to share is that if I can share everything about libido problems, I can share things about, let me cast my mind back, but I can look at all sorts. I've said about my libido. I've said about my antidepressants and the stigma behind that. I've said about the ups, the highs, the lows, the toxic friendships, the toxic relationships. I've said all about it. And if I can open my mouth and share my behind the closed doors with you, I hope that in what it's doing is it's allowing other people to make that next step, and that next step is opening up and saying, that I have got something I want to talk about. I don't feel right. It's okay to not feel okay. That's a big saying there. That's one of the big slogans. And it is okay to not be okay, but it's okay to talk about it so that you can feel better. And that's what this journey was about for me. There was always going to be a hidden... I've said, like I say, I don't listen back, because for me, they're expressive thoughts. I talk straight from my heart. There's no script. It's just literally as I experience life. What I'm going through, what I think works, what I think doesn't work, but at the same time, I'm trying it so that you can go, actually, I might try that. It might work for me, because we're all different. We're all different mental types. We're all different with body types, everything. We're all different. We're all unique. We're all fingerprints. And I've said that before, and that's the beauty of it. But at the same time, someone stronger may see that as my sort of outburst, if you like, me talking, is weakness. He may still see that. I'm trying to change that stigma by saying no. Make the next step. Talk about your problems. Open up a little bit. Just share with the right people, making sure that they're the right trusted people. And when you make that journey, you'll start learning. And it's taken me, like I said, 2 years. And now I'm trying to surround myself with that positivity and share that positivity with you. It's like, I'm going to share something now. It's on Friday, I got some amazing news. I finally locked in a date for my new job. Now, that may seem trivial to some people, but for me, that is me. I've gone up, I've progressed through 4 different grades in 3 years. And I'm at a very good level where I can actually start implementing changes, and I can start, I don't know, it's not, in fact, I don't even know what I'm starting. It's just somewhere I wanted to get. It was a goal, and I got that, fruits of my labour, me ploughing into my education, because it hasn't been an easy journey. And I say this to a lot. It's easy to look outside and go, well, James, you've got all this. It's very easy to say that. And I've been on that receiving end timelessly. And most of the time, like I said, through depression, if everybody looked on the outside and looked inside, you would think I had everything. But what you didn't see was the £30,000 worth of debt at the time, and getting myself out of that trouble, which has taken years. And the last 3 years, I've honed in on that. I've made sure that I've gone, put things on hold, stop being a selfish prick and making it look like you're having a great time when really you're crippling in debt, etc. Take that next charge, take accountability. And I took that next step, and now that's come to the fruits of the labour. That's starting to come to the point where I don't have to worry. But that's 3 years in the making, and I'm starting to discover that things do take a time. That's an unknown entity for me, because I don't like time. But it does take time to make those changes. And even now, I still have slip-ups. You do get them. I trust me, I do. And I know that, because if I have a little bit of excess money in my account, I don't even fucking question spending it. To the point now where I have to physically remove it to see it into another pot, into another account somewhere, giving you my tips and tricks. And then I monitor it there, so I don't physically see it, because I will spend it. That's me. I just look at it and go, oh, something shiny that you've seen today, James. You must get this. Because again, I'm still battling the ADHD aspect of me. So it doesn't go away. I'm still battling the PTSD. I still get the days where I'm grumpy. In fact, I had a conversation with my wife. We were laying the floor in the bedroom, actually, which is, I got the flooring from my dad, and it was practically brand new. And he was like, I'm taking it up because we're changing the colour, and there was some problems anyway. And you needed to lift it up to re-skim the floor. I was like, well, don't go to waste. He was like, we're going to change the colour because it's an opportunity. I was like, okay, then fine, money bags, you crack on. He said, would you want these ones? And I was like, yeah, I'll take them, put them in the bedroom. They're all pretty pristine, and it was a big area, so it was going to cover double the area. I put them upstairs on the landing. It's been just over a year, and Saturday was the day where I was like, I need to do this because I'm getting really fucked off with seeing like 7 packs of right above the banister. I mean, it's fucking dangerous. It was strapped down. So it was literally dangerous as fuck. And I'm fucking in health and safety. I was like, nah, it's good. No one's coming in to inspect this fucker. So I literally, because I just didn't want the quarter of the pack on the floor to make a double step. I'd have stubbed my toe every day, and it'd been like fucking, it would have crippled me. So I know I'd have broken bits. So anyway, a year later, I'm broken in. And to give you a little idea as well, I started the cabinets in the kitchen 3 years ago, and we've just finished them. So the numbers are coming down. This is what I've told my mum, actually. I said to my mum, she was like, fucking hell, James, you can't do that. You need to be on it. But at least you got it done. I was like, hey, whoa. Let's look at the positives here, mum. It's 2024. It was 3 years for one task. This is a year. So the stats are coming down. Let's take that as a win. And remember that. It doesn't matter. You can tell a man to do a fucking job as many times as you fucking like. As many times as you like. And if you get to the point where he'll do the job for you, but it's not inside his realm of when he wanted to do the job, I guarantee it will be a shit job. And he will do it begrudgingly. He will hurt himself because he'll be fucked off and he'll twat himself and you'll hear him fucking effing and blinding and he'll probably finish the day with a beer. And then he'll just go, little bit of me now fucking resents you because you took it away from his process map. You took it away from him. He was in control and now he wasn't. So he's like, no, I really wanted to plan this out. It's not, it's men just being fucking lazy. But we do. But when we get there and we do it, like today, when I did it on Saturday, fucking flawless. Like, and excuse the pun. There's no pun intended there, but it came out. But it was flawless. I popped it all in, sealed all the edges, fucking even went out to the shop. I was even stood there and she said to me, do you want to put some shelves up? And I looked at her and I went, whoa. Fucking whoa, one job at a time. But I had to rethink because I left the bedroom, I came back in with everything set up and she just made the bed. And I went, I fucking like the look of this. We're going down to get some fucking shelves, some nice raw wood shelves, and we're going to make this a beauty. This is going to finish this off. But I'm not putting the shelves up today, but we'll go and buy them. That's my compromise. Went down there, bosh. Fucking bought them. Came back. Went to put them up because I'm impatient and I thought I can fucking do this in no time. Then one of the screws went wobbly. I fucking flipped the fucking lid. I said, this is the problem. You've told me to do too many jobs and I only planned to do one of those fucking jobs. That was the boundary we set. You pushed the boundary of taking it shopping and now she went, you decided to put the fucking shelf up, mate. Not me. I was like, no. You decided when you mentioned the shelf. If you hadn't have planted that seed, I'd have thought, fucking floor's done. I'm downstairs. I'm having a beer. I'm happy. I didn't get that. I'm on dry January, so I can't do that. It wouldn't have done that. But that's in my mind is what I would have done. But I didn't get to do that. So anyway, but then I finished the job, took my time, went outside, breather, come back in, calm, fitted it, pristine, fucking perfect. Found the batten because they're all plasterboard fucking houses now. They're all chucked up wonky as fuck. And I want to find the beam so it can hold the weight of the fucking shelf without me pissing around. And I managed to find it. So I was saved the fucking day. Anyway, winner chicken dinner on that. That's the positivity going into fucking... See, I go off on a tangent, don't I? Anyway, here we go. I'm going to talk about... this is something I'm learning, actually. And I want to share this because I wonder if you do it, if I'm doing it right as well. Because this is something I tend to do. So as you all know, I can get a little bit frosty. I can get a little bit tetchy around the right people. But then it's normally when I get like that, there's normally a driving factor as well hidden behind that. Somebody's pushing me as well because I'm ready to go. But as I said in the title of the podcast here today, do you ever ask anyone? And you're like, what do you mean? Do you ever ask anyone? I fucking ask everyone all the time. What I mean is, so what I try to do now is so... Negative experiences are inevitable in life. We have to accept that. There's times in life where, something will happen. You may go to work and that person's having a bad day. You don't understand their bad day. And then you come home and you're like, oh, fucking hell, that other person's had a bad day. You just don't know. So you can encounter something that you just didn't even know was going to happen. And say something happens. So you go in, like I say, well, in fact, what we use. So obviously the thing with work recently, and I did ask a lot of people about that. And I meant I say a lot of people, but I asked my trusted group because I think that I will caveat the fact of, do you ever ask anybody? Everything is built on trust. Everything is. And even me talking out loud to you on a podcast, recording it and uploading it to the world, I still don't perceive myself as doing that. I just perceive myself as talking to a mic. Like I said, I don't listen back to them. So there's no connection there. It's just basically it's helping me to talk openly. And I go, okay, well, I don't think about the boundaries, how far the boundaries go. I just hope that maybe someone's listening. So there is a little bit of the known behind the unknown. But what I try to do now is I try to ask people. I say, like, can I present a scenario to you? Now, the reason I'm asking you this question is because there's a double-edged sword to this. So I ask people like, and you've heard me ask you questions on the podcast, and normally the next day I get a couple of my good friends, and normally the Nelster straight away, actually, he goes, yeah, that fucking guy's a dick, or yeah, don't put up with that, mate, you're fucking, I'm like, I love you too, mate, I love you too, and that makes me feel amazing, because he's straight on my side. He's like my little fucking bully XL. That's what I'm going to call him, because he's going down the gym a lot lately, so I'm going to call him my little bully XL, mate. That's what he is. I'm going to fucking muzzle him a little bit. But I like that, because I ask questions to people outside, and I say, well, what would you do in this scenario? How would you approach this scenario? Did I overthink this? And the reason I ask for that is because I never know. Like this, I say things and I'm like, fuck, did I just say that? Because I don't have a filter. I just, fuck it, it comes out. Again, learn about ADHD, you'll understand. It's not something that I'm doing on purpose. It's just who I am. I just say it as it is. I don't fuck around. It just gets on. I just crack on with it. So what I try to do now is, because I know I react quite negatively sometimes, is I learn to put a coping mechanism in, and we'll talk about coping mechanisms a little bit more. Again, we're bolstering the positivity. And I talk about a coping mechanism by, I stop now. If I know that I get this feeling inside of me, which was normally an overwhelming feeling, and it was normally like fucking rage, or someone would fuck me off. I've done it so many times. I used to sit there. When I first used to get an email, I'd go, you fucking penis. And then I start reacting, and I'd fucking like type away, and people would be like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'd be like, I don't know, actually. And it'd just be my reaction to someone else's, or my interpretation of in my emotional state of an email that may not have been sent with that type of ethos. Not ethos. Oh, fucking hell, ethos, James. With that type of, sort of, what's the word? Terminology behind it, whatever. That kind of meaning. It may not have come to me in that meaning. And I may have just misinterpreted it because maybe I was a little bit tired. Maybe I was thinking about something else. Maybe my head was somewhere else. Maybe somebody said no to something that I really wanted to do, and I go, you're a fucking asshole. So I've acknowledged that I do think about things, and I do get emotional. So I put in coping mechanisms, and those coping mechanisms now are, don't react on emails. Just take it away, draw it, and digest it. And it's taken me 3 fucking years to get that, I'll tell you that. Because some of the emails I used to send... fucking hell, I was still alive, I'll be honest with you. I'm learning to calm down. But again, it's a learned habit. And I know people can tell me all the time, James, don't do this. Calm down, James. Reduce this, reduce that. And you've probably heard me say on podcasts, oh, fuck off, that's the way I do things, etc. Yeah, it is. But then you start to learn to adapt. You start to learn to, I suppose, mature a little bit. And you start to look at the development side of things. But at the same time, you still need that coping mechanism in. So my coping mechanism is just to pause, take a fucking breath, write an email, look at it again. Does that need to be sent? Actually, no, it fucking doesn't. I need to reduce half of that. And I start taking out sentences now and just go, no, that's all you need to know. I used to go, I've just held a meeting. They don't need to know if I've just held a meeting. They just need to know such and such said such and such. That's it. That's all you say. Fucking brilliant. Okay, I don't need to tell you I've just had a meeting. It's like I'm putting in motion, but I still do that sometimes. I have to, because I do that naturally, but it's like every day is a story day to me. I tell things with stories behind it, which is an enjoyable little fun time in your head, but not externally. So yeah, it's kind. So I ask people about things, and I say, like, and that's why I use people on this podcast. I say scenarios, and about my my previous issue, and even though I've spoke to my boss since and into the new year, we've had a chat. He said I didn't mean it like that, and I go, that's fine, but how you didn't mean it doesn't mean it wasn't perceived the wrong way. And he was like, yeah, no, but maybe that's you. And I went, I think it could be me, but I've presented exactly what you said to everybody else and how you said it and when you delivered it. and everybody, and this is not me doing a circle, but this is just me utilising other people. And I said, I've spoke to 4 or 5 different people, and they've all come back unanimously like, yeah, that's a bit of a shit move. So and that's not me. That's just me making sure that I'm not being overreactive. Because if I am being overreactive, I'm the first to say sorry, because I'm like, I acknowledge I do. But in this instance, I don't feel I need to say sorry. I feel you need to say sorry. But you're not saying sorry, so it means that you don't understand that. And that's when you learn about the other person, and you look at the other person and go, okay, I now know you're that person, or that's the type of person you are. Whereas I'm not. If I do something wrong, I openly hold my fucking hands up and I apologise and go, sorry, mate, I didn't mean that. So it's kind of like, but at the same time, I'm glad he did, because it drove me to really, really, really want the job, to get the fuck away. And I've got the job, and I've locked in the date on Friday. So boom, boom, boom. The hard work and that little negativity spell, I used it as a positive. And there's again another positive spin. I used it as a positive. I adapted with my coping mechanisms. I reflected on the situation heavily. I spoke to people for advice, and this is where I am. I'm talking to you positively. I'm talking to you about a positive situation that I know for a fucking fact, years and years and years ago, I would have reacted like even worse than what I did now. I probably would have been sacked. For his demeanour then, I probably would have gone, you are a fucking blah, 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 blah. I'd have had a barrage, I'd have had emails. I probably would have gone straight to the top and go fucking drag him in. And they'd have gone, okay, yeah, it's a little bit out of order, mate, but you didn't really need to get the head of the fucking organisation involved. But that's who I was. I was Escalation Eddie, mate. So now I ask, and that's why I say, do you ever ask anyone? And that can come across the board for everything. That can come across the board for, do you ask anybody for advice? Do you ask anybody for support? Do you ask anybody how the day is? Does anybody ask you how your day is? Do you ask anyone for, I don't know, to have a chat, go out, social, whatever it may be? Do you ask people for advice? I mean, that's a big one for me. I've got key people I always look to. I used to go to my dad quite a bit, but my dad's I don't know. He gets quite busy nowadays. He's got his own little agenda on, if you like. But it's just a good thing because he's trying to enjoy. But I used to ask him. So, and I know he's been quite busy. So it's kind of, you have to make sure you've got other people in your little spectrum, your little network. Don't rely, and this is not a negative towards him, but don't rely on that one person. I think it's really, I always resort back, and this is quite an easy thing to do. So. Risk assessments. I'm going to talk more in health and safety, but risk assessments are not a lone process. You don't look at one person's opinion on assessing risk, because if we did that, you might have somebody who's completely risk averse. You may have literally somebody who just wants the fucking world. Doesn't matter about what money. I will not sign this off until you're done. Well, that's pretty much like life. You don't want one person's opinion. You want many people's opinion, and I say many as in, like, I don't know. Like I said, I think my very close network of advisories, if you like, people I would seek advice from, is a handful. It's 5 to 6 people, and I think that for me, I go to them and I often ask them individually what their process is. And I know some people, and this is where I spin back to the double-edged sword with. This is where I want to ask you, and why do you ever ask anybody? Because I often wonder that if I ask them something, do they tell me the answer that they think they want me to hear? And I'm quite an easy bloke. I want to win. So it's like, whatever you look at is like, does it go against James? Then no. You don't fucking do that. Does it go for James? Yeah, definitely, mate. And I often worry that people would be like, yeah, James is quite fucking cutthroat, so don't tell him anything he doesn't want to hear. So I often worry about that as well. That's another thing that I worry about. Now, the reason I worry is because I think, oh, well, people, and that's where the reason I worry is because I don't want people to give me that type of advice. I want real advice. And I hopefully know that the people around me, and I know that one of my what do they call it? Can't remember what it's called. I was trying to think of what they call it when you confide in someone, but there is a word for it, but I can't think of it. Anyway, I won't digress into that. Confidant. It did. It fucking. Do you see that? I just went into the back of an archive cupboard at the back. One of those fucking sloping big metal drawers, like the one in fucking hell. Yeah, what's his name? Bruce Almighty, where he goes, and it's a fucking massive. Yeah, one of those. And I just pulled it out like a confidant. And I know that there's a couple of people that would tell me honestly. They would literally say like, "No, mate. I can see your emotion. You're an emotional person, whatever." And I had it recently with my best mate actually, and I sent him an email. I was like, "Phew. I'd fucking change some words there, buddy." Fucking, you've gone in a bit balls deep. So it's really important you've got those trusted people around you. You need those trusted people. You need to be able to ask them. And it comes with the whole mental health thing. You need those trusted people to be able to open up to and say, "Mate, I'm struggling. Buddy, I need a hand." Or, "Mate, you got 5 minutes?" That's all it takes. That's literally all it takes. It even takes for you to listen, to go, "Are you okay?" And they go, "Yeah." But you can normally tell in someone's tone. Do they mean it? Do they not mean it? It may mean nothing, but, just keep an eye. If you feel a little bit, normally go with gut instinct, and just listen out. But at the same time, we've all got to do our little bit. It's really key important. And this is raising the awareness, really. And why I like raising the awareness, because everyone's got to do their key bit. I have to talk. Somebody has to listen. Somebody has to want to listen to support you to move forward. And to get all those mechanisms working, everyone's got to do their little bit. You've got to be able to talk, you've got to be able to listen, you've got to be able to want to take accountability, and you've got to be able to want to take advice and move in the right direction. Because some of us can take advice and go, yeah, that sounds like an amazing idea. They know it's an amazing idea, and then they go, "No, I'm going to do completely the opposite." And then I'm going to come back a year later and say, "Fuck it." And we do that. As human beings, we do that. You're like, "Mate, I've told you. Fucking stop doing that, buddy. You keep going back. You're being a knobhead." And that's the importance of what level or what stage you're at in your rehabilitation phase, of how you want to grasp your mental health. It depends. You've got to be strong to want to do it. You've got to look at the benefits. You've got to focus on the positives. You've got to be surrounded with the right people. And that's what I've done, and it's been successful, is having the right people wanting me to succeed. Not want to go against me, but want me to succeed, because they know that it's a positive place for me. If I'm a positive person, hopefully I'm a better friend. Hopefully I'm a better lover, friend, brother, whatever, son. Hopefully I'm a better person all around, because I'm feeling happy about myself. But that all takes work. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in 3 months. 3 months of your learned habit to start making changes. But we have to do changes in stages. Like I said, everything I've done from day one has been a stage. It's talk more, open up more. Now I need to start doing X, Y, and Z. I wanted to start doing, sort my finances out, sort my friendship circle out, sort my social media out, get the people around me that I know are interested in my life. Because if they're interested in my life and I'm interested in theirs, then it's successful. There's no point in having all of that garbage on the side. And I say garbage on the side is because they're probably amazing people, but they're not interested in you. They've got their own journey. So why have them to make them think that you're like that? And just be happy with the success that you have. I'm happy. And I've said to my girls all year, they're like, "Oh, you've only got a small amount of friends, Dad." I'm like, "Yeah, that's all I want, mate. Because I don't want the stress and the strains of everything else. I just want a happy life." And that's the importance of understanding what stage you're at. But it does take stages. It doesn't just happen at the click of a fingers. There's no medicine to make it happen. You've got to seek advice. You've got to seek, if you're in financial difficulties, you've got to seek advice to get you out those financial difficulties. Seek advice. There's advice out there. If you're in a mental state, then seek advice. If you're not feeling happy about yourself, seek advice. Seek advice from friends. Explore friendships in the sense of talking and seeing what people are willing to listen to in your friendship circles, so that you pin in the right people down that are willing to help you. I'm at the stage where I love helping people. I do. I've been to the fucking pits of despair, and I don't want to ever go there again. And I just want to surround myself with positivity. I want to surround myself with pushing myself and making memories. And I want the people around me to be successful. So I want them to succeed. And I can see that everyone in my little network's successful. But it does take time. Everything does take time. I look at Nelly and I'll give Nelly a big shout out today because, he's on that 75 and hard journey, which is like a big fitness detox regime with incorporating drinking water. Now, not just that, but there's like reading books. There's like getting out doing a certain mileage. It's just changing his mindset. And already he's got that clean eating, that clean mindset. That's a real positive approach for him. He's feeling confident. He's feeling body confident. So he's walking around with success. He's putting himself into situations he would never have done because he would have probably thought of something to get out of that situation. He's engaging with friends. I know he went out on the weekend and saw a friend and went for a long 10-mile walk. Just a good chat. And that's what life's about. I text my mate today, Kieran. I said, mate, we need to live next door to each other, buddy. So I can just pop round for a cup of tea and chew the fat. It's no good 20-odd miles away, mate. I'm not... I know it's like half an hour, but you're like, no, mate, I just want to just 30 seconds chap on the door. Hello, mate, how's it going? Put the brew on. But at the same time, the positivity is people are doing that. People are looking at their futures. People are being positive. People are making the right changes in my circle. And it's boosting me. And I feel like I want to boost them because I'm like, yes, you can be successful. Let's do this. But they're all acknowledging their processes. They're all acknowledging their accountability. And it's a really enjoyable stage to be at. And I think that in life, you get there. But you almost do have to hit rock bottom. You have to understand that you've got to stop living the process that you're living. If you're living a negative process, you have to stop it. You have to look at yourself and go, what am I doing that is negative? What are my worries? What are my stresses? Why am I angry? Because we never ask ourselves these questions internally. We forget them and just go, the world's against us. Everyone fucking hates me. You fucking hate me. You talking about me? Yeah, you fucking asshole. Yeah, and you think that, he undertook me on the motorway because he wants to fucking fight me. No, he's just probably late. He just thought, fucking get out of my way. He put himself in a stressful state. But when you look at life in a slightly different way, it's easy to say that. But just to change your mindset takes time. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes vision. It takes milestones. It takes goals. It takes all of these things. Everything I talk about, they all work for you. Set yourself those goal stains. Milestones and goals. They were goal stains, stones. Goal stones. Set yourself those goal stones. Set them because they work. Just put in like to relate straight back, the nails to the 75 and hard, 75 days of eating clean and doing everything along with a routine. That's 75 days. That's changing mindsets, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because, yes, I am shattered. But I want you to, hopefully that's given you a little bit of food for thought. Think about who you need to ask. Think about, do you ask for people for advice? Like I said, that's what I do. Am I doing the right thing? Do you think I'm doing the wrong thing? Should I be listening to people? That's another question for you. Should I be listening to other people? Should I go to other people? Because like I said, nothing in life, I think, what I find at the moment is I've done years and years of that mental focus, siloed approach, literally use people around me for making life easy, but just focusing on myself, my own path. I've done that siloed approach, that really negative, and it's detrimental to your mental health. I've done that. I don't want to do that. But now I find when you talk to the right people that have your right interests, they'll offer you the right advice and they'll say, yes, you're doing the right thing. Or, no, I wouldn't do it that way, but maybe I would do it that way. Or I don't have a lot of experience, but maybe have you thought about this bit? Or, yeah, do you know what? I did something similar, mate. Fucking went Pete Tong. These are all massive things that... I suppose all things we need to think about, all things we need to work through, and even just casting my mind back to the podcast, the last podcast, the live I did with Billy, and I was talking to that lady, absolutely incredible podcast, but to get an American's point of view on her partner at the time, who she'd pushed her way through, she had the focus, but we didn't, he didn't. Men, and I say me, we, me, him, them, men, we're the same. We don't have that. We just sit there and dwell and we think, fuck it. We'll bottle up and we'll just use that as fucking, as that anger to fucking fuel me to go further. It doesn't. It sends you back. It ruins reputations. It did for me. I've done that. How I've survived, I don't know, because I've lost my rag with people. Luckily, I've lost it with people that are not, suppose, in influential roles or anything like that. But and I don't mean lost it as in like I've punched anybody or I've screamed obscenities at anybody. I've not been, but I've just kind of gone. When I say lost it, I've just not spoke to someone for a couple of weeks. Sounds a bit tame when you say it out loud. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. I enjoy asking the people that I love around me. I enjoy the space I'm in with the people that are around me at the moment. And I also enjoy the drive I've got with, it's nice to get the rewards. And this is the celebratory bit, is we often forget the celebration because to celebrate the journey. We often get to the end and we go, oh, here's my trophy. Yay! And we forget to actually reflect on the journey and go, fuck, I did this and this. Wow, I got here. And it's so easy just to see where I've got to in 3 years. People would be like, yeah, I can see you getting that in the next 10 years. And I've done it in 3, and that's because I was like, well, yeah, all right, I'll take your challenge. But I'm going to keep working on myself and I'm going to get to that position a little bit earlier. Why? Because I want to be able to settle a little bit earlier, enjoy life a little bit earlier. So I said to myself I'd work hard till I was 45, and I don't mean I'll stop working hard, but I'll work above, normal pace, taking on information, etc. for 5 years, and then hopefully I'll be somewhere successful that I can sit and relax and just enjoy life. Because you don't want to keep driving, you want that work-life balance back. You want to be able to spend time with your friends, like our friends, like my friend at the weekend. You want to be able to do those walks. You want to feel comfortable opening up. I see, give you a little thing, just a little thing before I go. This is the beauty of friendship. I see every Sunday when I go play golf on Sunday morning, I see a group of seven men. They're all from different backgrounds in terms of they all do different things, but they're all good, close friends in this local little community. And every Saturday night they go for a pint, whether it's just a quick pint because they're just popping down for, they've got the missus or family at home and they're popping down just for a pint. Or they stay and they go out for a few beers, and I've seen them hungover a few times on Sundays, so I know a few of them love that. But then every Sunday morning they come out for 2 hours early morning, so they get there for 9 o'clock and they finish at 10:30, and that's them. They do that every week. And that's their fun. A little bit like my Wednesdays. Wednesdays, I go out every single Wednesday with my dad and my best mate Kieran, and we play snooker or pool. And we just have we used to have a beer, but we've been dry Jan, so we're on lemonade. And we just chew the fat. We just have a good time. We just chat. We laugh. We swear. We be ourselves. We compete, and we walk away with smiles on our faces. Because we're looking after our mental health and well-being. Because it's so easy to get stuck in the grind of life. Bury yourself in the laptop. Forget about this. But I'm earning money. There's money in the bank. Yeah, but you're not living life, mate. Do things in stages and, do things in life the right way and, educate yourself and learn the process, and money will come eventually. And it will come at the right time because you're doing it in a stress-free way. That's my little tip for you. Anyway, I've spoken enough now. I really have. Thank you for listening. Hopefully I'm going to lock in a poddy with my good man, the Billster, and we'll get some banter on. Hopefully that's going to be soon, so we'll have some stuff to talk about. I've alluded to that today, and we're going to embellish that a little bit more on our podcast. That'll be really good. And maybe even get a live caller in. That'll be fantastic. I always have a nice dynamic when you talk about people, especially mental health, because we've all got different opinions. We've all got different journeys. We've all got different paths we've been on, and that's the beauty, another real beauty of getting other people's opinions. We've all been brought up different ways. We've all done different jobs. We've all had different bosses, different backgrounds, different partners, different children doing different things. We've had it all. And so if you can collectively get all that into one group and ask those people for advice, you'll get a really good array of advice back. And some, and not all of it, maybe not, but there'll be some stuff in there you can take, pick, choose, adapt, evolve for your situation. And then ultimately get the success and get the positivity we want going forward. Love you all. Have an amazing week. I look forward to speaking to you all soon. Take care, and thanks for listening.